This series just keeps getting weirder and weirder by every second of every minute of every episode, and I love it, man. I love it. What's up, YouTubers of the world? MegaGeek Mixer here to give you guys my review on this week's episode of Doom Patrol. And just like last episode, this one just as weird as that one. Or am I kidding? This one's even weirder, which I love. I love, guys. And just get off topic for a second here. I love weirdness because I just find weirdness to be interesting. Things that are unique and weird, I like it. Heck, even if people say I'm weird, I take that as a compliment. But back on track here, this episode definitely gives us more intel on Larry. Yeah, since he's the main focus on this episode, let's go ahead and just go with him. This is where we actually learn more of his backstory, between the relationship he had with his boyfriend to the status with his marriage and his wife. And let's just say both of them weren't pleasant, because we learn more here that Larry's pretty selfish. He pretty much only thinks about his things and needs instead of everyone else's things and needs here. Like with his marriage, he was kept on saying that things would be different, things would change, but it was not changing, none whatsoever. It was already pretty much telling that those two were planning to split up, even still. But in the end, they ended up splitting up after that accident happened, and the whole radiation thing made it not even possible for people he cared about to visit him inside his room. So I don't think any of us could have been surprised by that, though. But still, what we learn here with him and that other being inside of him, though. Now, in last week's episode, at the end of it, he left a message for that being saying, we need to set some ground rules. Well, here's how he responded. He put his body up there on a roof. Oh, I was just laughing off at that, because I'm just like, I don't think I can blame that being for saying that. I was like saying, fuck you. Yeah, that's what he was saying. And I don't blame him. I mean, come on, man. You're gonna have to find a better way out to deal with this, because that way ain't flying. And then you go on telling them that this is my body, this is my life, you can't just do what you want, you're a hitchhiker. I made that being just come out here and just make them get stranded in the bus, which I'll get to with the later here with the bus, because there was a funny scene right there with that. But either case, when he eventually found this machine that was used to create nobody, that's how he finally got to look at this guy face to face. But really, they weren't really separated. It's more like there was going on inside their heads or something like that. But either case, I hope in the end, especially after what Jane told him, that she doesn't control these people inside of her and they don't control her. She just respects that they exist and that they are living beings just like her. And they all just do what they want and show respect for each other, which is exactly what Jane's trying to tell him. Respect that thing inside of you, and then maybe you guys might get somewhere here. And hopefully they do. That's all I have to say. And Cyborg and Robot, well, those two really aren't off to a good start here. Two people who are very similar to each other, and yeah, Robot Man's just like making fun of this guy and his leadership skills. Oh, you Mr. Leader Man. Oh, hey, Mr. Leader, can we do this? Oh, wait, do we need to do this? Hey, wait, does Aquaman or Batman teach you how to do all this thing? Justice League 2020. Oh, I was just laughing at every time he just wanted to take a shot at Cyborg for everything. And yeah, for all that, Cyborg just wasn't having it with any of them in their soap opera drama. Oh, not like you can do better, man. I mean, taking all out your frustrations of what's going on with you and your family and taking it out on them, taking it out on Robot Man, Rita. Dude, come on, man. I mean, okay, you and your parents here don't have the best of relationships. You probably no doubt you still blame yourself for what happened with your mother and everything. And since you want to find the chief and your dad's not helping you, you're going to go on just taking it out on them. Dude, what's that gonna do? Because you may know all the crime fighting and stuff. You were just really like, not doing a good job at being a leader here. I can't necessarily say I blame Robot Man for just talking crap to you, man. But even still, I know he's trying here, but let's try to not take it out on people here, Cyborg. That's all I'm saying. But even with that, still, it was still funny when he also took Cyborg's keys. When Cyborg was looking for the keys, he's like, where's the keys? Oh, keys? I don't know where the keys are. You mean these keys here? Oh, sorry. I thought these were other keys. Classic, man. Classic. But why don't I go ahead and go into that bus scene? Because let me just say, that bus scene, hilarious stuff, man. It was like I was watching Looney Tunes when I saw this scene of that bus just driving all over all the states on the map of America right there. And then every scene with us seeing how each of them driving. We got Grandma Rita. Slow driving, slow driving, slow driving. Hey, grandma's here. Or hey, here we go. Here we go with a robot man here having some fun on the things. You got Crazy Jane saying, "Oh, give me that. I don't need the wheel." What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, and Crazy Jane, even when Rita was on the wheel, she was like, I can't take this anymore. I'm jumping out. And she really was going to jump out here. You ain't called Crazy Jane for nothing here. Speaking of which, we get a little learn more about Crazy Jane here. At least we're given a hint to it. We're really not sure here. Because here's the thing with it. They were trying to go to this town called Prague or whatever that is. Eventually, it got to the point where one of Rita's personalities, Flint, was getting tired of them just zipping around doing nothing. That, in the end, she took Larry and Cliff and just teleported them there. And that's when it was just like, oh, they could have been teleported there all along. But they eventually find this guy named Steve, who I'll get to at the end of my review here, because something happened to him at the end. But they ended up finding this place for a guy who owns it by the name of Von Voosh, and his town, which he calls Vooshtopia. And I'm just like what Jane says here.
Welcome to Fuktopia.
Fucktopia?
Fuktopia.
Spell it.
We're fine.
This way, please.
Yeah, really? Is that the best you got? Because I can't blame Jane for saying that. I mean, I would feel like I'm saying that too, because that's what it sounds like here. And then it goes into this little puppet show about himself and how he made nobody and how the chief stopped him. And after finding that out, they decide to look more into this. And this is where I talked about how Larry got to actually talk with a being one-on-one there. But it was also during this time that Crazy Jane actually met Von Voosh and this big, has a wrinkly old man inside this big telephone case or whatever it is. Our puppet show case, since it was all about puppets for this guy, and he had similar powers to Jane, to where she's got all these personalities and powers in one body, while it's more like him inside everyone's body, because he controls all these people that were in here, some of which Cliff went into action and fought against, and so did Crazy Jane. And let me just say, seeing that scene was awesome. Seeing Crazy Jane and Robot Man in action, I loved it. Even though for Robot Man, he was getting way more violent than Jane, because even Jane brought in Silver Tongue, the one with the words that can then just cut people up or stuff like that. Yeah, Robot Man did way worse, much more violence than that one. Yeah, very worse. But also during when Crazy Jane was talking with this guy, I don't know if he was messing with her head or not, but he sounds like he's saying Crazy Jane isn't the core personality. That makes me think maybe the core personality is this Cassie person. That's just my guess here, because I only looked up on Jane just to learn more about these personalities in her. And I still have a hard time keeping up with all of them. I just remember some of them when the powers have been shown up here on the show. Because really, guys, who can keep up with all of Jane's names and the powers they have here? Because I know I can. If you guys can, props to you. Props to you. But either way, in the end, when Crazy Jane kills this guy, she ends up getting the puppet and saying, this is the chief, because eventually Cyborg and Rita, after taking the entire episode really of doing nothing, just helping learning how to work together with their own issues and stuff, more of Cyborg's issues than Rita's. They eventually were able to fly in with the jet, and she gives the puppet to Rita. So, is this puppet really the chief? Considering how weird this series is getting and all the crazy stuff we've been seeing, I can believe anything at this point. I seriously can't believe anything at this point. But as for that guy I talked about, Steve, well, at the end of the episode, he became another victim of the experiments. I don't know what he became here. He became some sort of two-headed person and vegetable hands with the another hand being a velociraptor, and I don't know what. When Doom Patrol really is the weirdest DC show they've ever made. But like I said, I am loving it. And definitely tell me what you guys thought about this. Leave them down in the comment section down below. And if you're enjoying my videos, just click the subscribe button, hit the bell icon to be notified when I make more videos. And MegaGeek Mixer, signing out. Bye!